Alright, so this is going to be a video about how to use Mastery Manager to make a really simple multiple choice test. It's basically, this is just going to be a glorified Scantron. So first thing you want to do is go to masterymanager.com and log in. It'll bring you to a screen that looks like this. First thing you're going to want to do to create an assessment is you're going to see these tabs up here. You're going to want to click Assessments right here to create an assessment. And then you're going to want to click right here where it says Create Assessment at the top. So I'm going to click that. And it's going to bring you to a screen that looks like this. This first one, it says answer key only. You don't need to worry about that. Linking, you don't need to worry about that right now. The big thing right here is the assessment name. All the assessment names have to be named a certain way, and this is the way the school is looking for it. It should be either the first part of the name should either be CFA for Common Formative Assessment or CSA for Common Summative Assessment. So in this case, let's just make this a Common Formative Assessment, and then you need a hyphen, and then you actually have to write the name of the test itself with no spaces. So you're going to want to write video tutorial because that's this test that I'm making. I'm just going to call it video tutorial. You would name it something different depending on the topic that you're choosing to test on. Then another hyphen, and then it goes with whatever class you want. In this case, I'm just going to write int algebra or int alg for intermediate algebra. And then after that, you need another hyphen, and then you have to write semester. So it's either semester 1 or semester 2. So it's semester 1 right now. So I'm just going to write semester 1, and then the year. So I'm going to write that in there. So that's how you do the name. Next, it says number of multiple choice questions. Let's just say this is going to be 25 multiple choice questions. And then number of performance events. For this first one, we can leave this blank or just put 0 because that's what we're going to be using for this one, just for illustrative purposes. Performance events would be basically if you want to grade a free response type style or maybe an essay type style question rather than multiple choice. So it's basically anything that's not multiple choice or matching or true false, that sort of thing. Here it says course or section, so you can assign this course or section to yourself or to other people's courses or sections. So say I wanted all of intermediate algebra, I can click right here where it says My School's Courses, and then I can scroll down to where it says intermediate algebra. It's just in alphabetical order, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. And then I'm going to want to click intermediate algebra all sections. So it's going to include all of these teachers right here. It's going to include, they're going to be able to have access to this test. Okay, then from there, so we don't need to worry about this. And building right here, it's Batavia High School. Select grade, I'm just going to put high school just so it's a little bit easier because in intermediate algebra, sometimes we're freshmen or sophomores in the class. Subject, let's just put mathematics because we're doing math here. Departments, scroll down here to math, the high school level. Term, we're going to do semester 1. Grading scale, you can just leave that blank. Don't worry about that. You don't need to worry about locked or status as well. And you can leave this to plain paper form as such. Then you're going to hit save right here. It's going to say please wait. And then it's going to show me everything that it's saving this for so that it shows all the courses and sections that are going to have access to this and all the other information that I put in already. Okay, so technically right now your assessment is created and ready to go. So from here, I'm going to go to the next tab right here where it says sharing. And what sharing basically does is if you wanted another person to have access to edit the test that I just created, because right now, even though I shared it with other people, with other teachers to be able to take the assessment, they would not be able to actually edit this video tutorial CFA, this assessment that I just made. So they have access to it, but they wouldn't be able to change it. Sharing would allow you to basically assign people to be able to edit that. But as it says right here, for most purposes, you won't actually need to do this. It's kind of better to have one person being able to have control for editing, just in case someone does something and it gets miscommunicated to someone else. We want everyone kind of on the same page with these common assessments. So it's better to kind of just ignore this sharing tab first. For weights, this is if you wanted to change how many points each question is worth. So right now they're all worth 1 point each, but I can change it to, it says right here, assign points to each question. If I wanted them all to be 2 points, and then I can click assign, then it's going to change them all to 2 points, as you can see. Or if I want, I can do evenly distribute and say I want it to be worth 100 points, I can do distribute, and it's going to change them all to 4 points for evenly distributed. Or if I wanted, I can change the first one to, I don't know, 5, and then the next one can be changed to 10, and you can just individually go through each question, do it that way. I want each one to be worth 1 point just because that's the way I want this tutorial to be, so I'm going to just do 1 point to each question, 1 through 25, and it's as such. Now say I wanted the last 5 to be worth 2 points each, I can change this to 2 points and change this from 21 to 25, so the last 5 are going to be worth 2 points, and if I click assign here, it automatically changes it to these last 5 to be 2. So it's kind of a neat thing that you can do here. I'm going to assign these back to 1 just so everything's 1 point. Cool, then I'm going to hit save. Okay, next I have standards right here. I'm not going to worry about that so much here because this tutorial is just about creating a test, showing you how to create a test and print it. You can add standards to each question if you want. That's what you'd be doing in this tab, but again, I'm not going to be focusing on it on this video. Next, we have this thing called sections, and with sections, we're not going to worry about that on this as well. Duplicate would let you duplicate a certain assessment. So say you wanted to keep this one unchanged, but you want to make one for the next semester or the next year. You can still keep that old assessment and then just create a new one based on it and make whatever changes you want. The next tab is answer key / layout. So here you can change what the answers are for each one of them. Right now all the answers are blank, but you can see right here it's A, B, C, and D, and E for this assessment just because we're making it as basic as possible. And you can just literally type, you don't even need to capitalize it. Like say the first answer is A, and then just tab to the next answer. It'll automatically capitalize it. So say this one would be B, C, D, E. Now say I accidentally put F in here because I'm going really fast and I'm making my answer key. It won't actually let you put F in. So if you hit tab to the next one, like you're saying, put R, it won't actually let you keep that in there unless you change these labels over here. So say I change this label to make it so there is an F. Now I would actually be able to put F into the answer key, like so. If I change this to E, we're going to have to want to change this to E2 to kind of match that. So that's just a standard answer key. You'd plug all your answers in here, and then you would hit save. Now, if you notice, I didn't put all the answers in here. It's totally possible to print your test without even putting the answer key in there first. The students can take it. You can still scan all the results, and it just won't grade it until you put all the answers in there. So you can do this kind of anytime you want. Also, if you can see right here, it says multiple correct answers can be submitted with commas. For example, if either A or C are correct, you can put A, comma, C as the answer. If both A and C are bubbled, then you can just put AC. So say this first one, I wanted the answer to be A or C, I could just do A, comma, C. Or if I wanted the answer to be AC, I could just do that. But as you can see, when I hit tab, it disappeared because I didn't allow AC to be an answer over here. But since AC isn't an answer over here, it won't actually let me do that. To make it so AC is allowed, you would have to go over here, which is multiple choice, single bubble, and then you can change it to multiple bubbles, and now you'd be able to hit AC and it won't actually disappear. Okay, so that's kind of cool. All right, so the next thing we can look at is versions. We're not going to really focus on that for this one right here. Let's go to view setup. This is kind of just a breakdown of everything about your test. When it was created, who created it, how many multiple choice, how many performance assessments, and the answer key and the weights included there as well. So that's view setup. That opened a new tab, so I'm just going to close this tab and go back to where I was. Status, we're not going to worry so much about that here. Forms, this is where you would actually print out your forms. So print forms for selected students, you can actually select which ones you actually want. So I can do all 85 of my students for a specific section. I can do particular students and just pick whichever ones I want. You can control click to get certain ones that you want or don't want. Or you can do particular sections, so I can only have just, maybe I want that first section, or maybe the first 2 sections. I can hold shift down and highlight multiple, or I can hold down control click to get multiple ones if I want. Shade every other question, so you're going to want this on there so when it prints out you'll actually see, so 1 will be unshaded, 2 will be shaded. It kind of switches it off to make it easier to read for the students. Usually most of these you're just going to want to kind of keep as they are, like so. And then when you hit, you always want to generate forms to preview first, so then it's going to bring you to this screen, then you can click download PDF, and then you can click to open a PDF, and the PDF looks something like this. Let me scroll this up real quick. And as you can see, like shades every other one, like so. It says preview only, so you wouldn't actually be able to use this to scan, but it kind of gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. So it's like, okay, if I have a multiple choice 25 points or 25 problem assessment, does this look right? Okay, looks right to me. So from there, I can go back to this screen and then click generate forms to print. And then it's going to download. Sometimes this takes a little bit of time. I'm going to click download PDF. It downloads the PDF. Which takes a little bit longer now because it can be multiple sections. And then if you open this up, you end up with a file that looks like this. Let's see here. And then you can see certain kids' names. Okay, so we have you can check these to make sure that all your students are there. And then you should be ready to go when you want to print these. So you can just print these and then hand them out as such. The kids' names are already on there. They don't have to bubble in their ID numbers. It is really important, though, that they do not write at this top part right here. They don't want to write in this this section right here with this this. It looks like a QR code basically, or affect any of these bubbles, because when it's scanning, it could affect the scoring of the test, or sometimes it just doesn't work at all. This blank space right here is totally free to write on, so if students want to show work there, or you know, write down whatever they need to write down over here, that's totally possible. For the bubbling, it's highly advised that they use pencil. You can use pen or marker, but it's highly advisable that they use pencil just in case they have to erase. So that's how you print the forms. Going back to this screen, there's a scan part right here that you can click. So we're not going to worry about the scan tab right now. So we're not going to worry so much about these last three tabs, because they're not just really important for the tutorial right now. But the basic tutorial, the things you should have learned is how to create an assessment to begin with, and then how to print it and give it to the students and make an answer key for it. So if you have any questions about this tutorial, feel free to ask me or your divisional chair or any of the other teachers that went to the training for Mastery Manager.